Welcome, everyone, and we're happy that you are joining us for this summer Learning Blitz presentation on harnessing AI, supporting multilingual learners in the classroom. My name is El-Saghir or Khalil El-Saghir. I'm a multilingual consultant at Wayne Risa, and I've been with the organization for over 22 years. And I've been presenting on AI for the last 2 years in the state as well as nationally. So, and I hope that you will really gain something from this presentation to support our multilingual learners. And this is, please scan this and let me share the link. Okay, our agenda. We are going to do a quick connector activity, and then we will talk quickly about who are the multilingual learners and what is English proficiency. Also, we will have an overview of opportunities and challenges for AI for ML, for multilingual learners. And we will talk also quickly about AI detectors and how they are biased when it comes to multilingual learners. Then we will do scenarios and prompts for using ChatGPT to support multilingual learners. And also, what is a quick activity about banning AI in the classroom? So connectors, have you used an AI tool to support students who speak a language other than English? Why or why not? And give us an example of how you used it if you did. Please unmute and tell us how you used AI tool to support multilingual learners. We'll take two minutes to do this.
I used it to change the lexile level of a text to support all readers.
Okay. Okay, Lexile level for reading is it only for multilingual learners or for all students?
I use it specifically for multilingual learners, but you could use it for all students.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Rose. Okay, others, please.
Hopefully you can hear me. My fan's really loud, but I used it to write up examples of paragraphs to give students samples to look at before they wrote their own.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, China. Okay. Others? Can we take another one?
I've used it to translate tests and quizzes, but also translate notes for my students.
Okay. And you used ChatGPT?
I use ChatGPT, but I also used the Google Translate also.
Okay. Okay. And even Google Translate now is AI supported, as well as Microsoft Translate. They're all moving to use either OpenAI or other uh, Gemini by Google. So it is AI supported. Okay. Multilingual learners and English proficiency. Multilingual learners, aka English learner, is a student whose native language is other than English. Multilingual learners are initially screened and annually assessed for English proficiency using WIDA assessments. And I'm assuming that all of you have some multilingual learners, and you know the process and categorization of this population, but just in case you don't have them. And WIDA English proficiency levels range from 1.0 to 6.0, and at 4.8 is when the students are automatically exited when they take the WIDA access annually. Any questions about the WIDA proficiency level? Because I don't want to spend too much time on this, but just in case some educators are not really aware of the what is the English proficiency levels, and it is a WIDA proficiency. Any question about the WIDA proficiency levels and how to identify English learners? Okay, language connection. What is the most famous and frequently quoted phrase in the English language? What do you think? Just unmute and whatever. What do you think the most famous and frequently quoted phrase?
Where is the bathroom?
Okay.
I
That's
don't know.
that's a I don't know. Okay. Anything else? Well, it's maybe I'm being a little bit toward outside the classroom, maybe generally speaking, and that this is if you do a search, you will find that this is the most quoted phrase in the English language before and still now. And but the question is why? Why this phrase is the most frequently quoted phrase in the language? Anybody? Of course, where is the bathroom is much more uh, quoted in the classroom than this one. But why to be or not to be is the most quoted phrase. Aside from the historical aspect of it, linguistically speaking. Okay, well, William Shakespeare is regarded as one of the greatest writers in English language. Universal themes, life and death, existence, and the human conditions. Quoting Shakespeare is often associated with intellectualism and cultural sophisticated. It is briefly and clearly expressed and easy to remember quote, but 3 out of the 4 words, to, be, and not, are among the top 20 words used in English. So the highest frequency, tier 1 words. This makes it easy to remember and easy to be used. And we're not going to go over the language connection, but why am I going over this? Because of when we talk about AI, we talk about prompting. What is the input that we put in any AI tool in order to get the output that we need? And efficient prompting in AI, particularly in the context of language models like ChatGPT, whether 3.5 or 4.0, is closely linked to outcome predictability. So clear and specific prompts are very important, reduce need for repetition and or clarification, because if you use ChatGPT or any other AI tool, when you prompt it, sometimes it gives you something that you have to rewrite it, clarify it, tell it that, no, this is wrong. And the reason for that is probably the prompting itself is not as efficient as it needs to be. And maximizing the AI's capabilities. If you have a prompt that is specific, it will make it much more efficient. To be or not to be. It's very simple words, very tier 1 words used to express a very powerful and very meaningful content. Predictable outcomes. If you have an efficient prompting, you will get and it's all about predictability. What is the input will give you the output that you are looking for. AI tools for ML educators. There are many AI tools that teachers can use to enhance the educational experience of MLs, such as ChatGPT, Copilot, Diffit, Magic School, etc. Any one of you have used any of the other, aside from ChatGPT, any user of Copilot or Diffit or Magic Schools here? No? Okay. All tools are mainly used for lesson planning, scaffolding and differentiating instruction, test and quiz creation, and let me go back. And when we talk about scaffolding and differentiating instruction, that also include translating the content. Translating the content will lead to more scaffolding and differentiating the instruction. What opportunities AI give us in terms of ML education? AI offers many opportunities to whether to break the language barriers or to make the lesson more engaging, more motivating, and make the content more comprehensible. So AI help us in personalizing learning. There is no other tool until today that really makes the learning more personalized than this one. We have the ability right now, if we have 10 multilingual learners in the classroom, to personalize the lesson to each and every one of them according to their needs and their language proficiency. Translation and interpretation, as I said, this is AI takes translation and interpretation to a very, very high level of efficiency and correctness. Text adaptation to English proficiency levels, as well as to the reading level, to lexile level. Enhanced engagement. AI will give us lots of ideas how to engage the students using their background knowledge, using their culture and cultural sensitivity and inclusivity. Yes, there are problems with cultural sensitivity when it comes to what the AI tools had been trained on, but if we have an efficient prompting, if we tell AI that specifically what I'm looking for, what is the background that I want the content to be, then it will really improve cultural sensitivity and the inclusivity of the student's background. Enhanced communication with parents. That is also another level that AI can help us a lot in communicating with the parents, and I'm going to give some examples of that. Some of the challenges: data privacy and security, big time. Never, never, never put personalized data, identifiable data in AI. Even when you specify to ChatGPT or any other tools not to save your inputs. However, these tools learn by prompting. So whatever you prompt, they will learn from it. So and that is connecting the data that you put in to you, and that will constitute some breach of data privacy and security. Equity and accessibility. Not everybody has access to ChatGPT 4, for example, or to teachers who are trained to use these tools. However, we know that now many students really are ahead of their teachers when it comes to using AI tools in the classroom. Over-reliance on technology or the fear of it, that is a problem that we need to be careful about how much technology we use in the classroom versus in-person, face-to-face instruction in the classroom. Teacher training and acceptance, and that's another challenge that many teachers are still in not accepting the use, and we will see a case at the end of this presentation. Communicating using AI tools. Some parents of newcomers may find it challenging to communicate with their children's teachers due to language barriers. AI tools have the capability to listen and instantly interpret conversations across a wide range of languages. And parents and educators can readily utilize freely accessible AI tools such as ChatGPT to facilitate the interpretation and translation of communication. So in addition to translating document, we could translate speech. Let me demonstrate something here for you. Anybody here used AI tools for interpretation?
Google
Anyone?
Chat, but
Google.
I use the Google, yeah, to translate
How?
and to
Okay.
understand.
Could you tell us how you used it?
Well, I had a little girl in my class from Honduras, and no one in her family spoke English either. So we used Google to communicate back and forth. And then we also used we used a program to email back and forth, and so that it would translate to her family, and then whatever she said would translate back to me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, ChatGPT does this too. If you download the app on your phone, you will see a headset on the app. If you click on, I don't know if you can see this, and if you click on the headset and ask, could you please say in Arabic that this child needs to be assessed for English proficiency when she starts school so the teacher knows how to support her?
بالتأكيد. يمكنك قول: هل يمكن أن تقول باللغة العربية أن هذه الطفلة تحتاج إلى تقييم مستوى اتقانها للغة الإنجليزية عندما تبدأ المدرسة حتى يعرف المعلم كيفية دعمها؟
We could do the same in any other language. So let's try in Spanish also. Could you please say in Spanish that this child needs to be assessed for English proficiency when she starts school so the teacher knows how to support her?
Claro. Y tienes la frase en español. Esta niña necesita ser evaluada en cuanto a su competencia en inglés cuando comience la escuela para que el maestro sepa cómo apoyarla.
Gracias.
De nada.
Okay, so this is just a little demonstration on how to use ChatGPT or any AI tool to translate, to interpret immediately for the parents to give messages or any reflection on this or any question about the use of AI tools for interpretation. Of course, I have to say something here that this cannot be used during an IEPT meeting, for example. That is not acceptable. That is not legal. So you have to have an in-person translator during IEP meeting. Any question, comments about the use of AI tools in interpretation?
So basically, you can use it for minor instances, but not for legal, right?
Correct. Yes. For anything that pertains to uh, IEP, to official communication with the parents, you cannot use these tools simply because there is the likelihood of hallucination, of making mistakes, and if it's a legal matter, you don't want to take the chance. You have to have an in-person interpretation during the meeting.
A brain.
Yeah.
It was pretty accurate, though. I speak Spanish, so it was pretty accurate.
Yeah. Well, I've even I tried it in Vietnamese, and I've had Vietnamese speaking colleagues, and they said it's 85%, 80 to 90% correct.
Yeah.
And in Arabic, it was really very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other comments?
Is this part of the free version of ChatGPT, or is this one that you have to like upgrade for to use the speaking translation?
I think the free version also on the phone, not the web-based, has the interpretation capability. The web-based does not. But if you download the app on your phone, it does have translation.
So that was my question. It's an app that you need the right technology for.
Uh,
I don't have a
what do you mean?
smartphone, so I can't download apps on a phone.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't help with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I believe it has to be a smartphone in order to use this capability. Okay, let's look at have you heard of AI detectors that will detect if the student's paper had been written by AI tools or not?
Yeah, but they're not really accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only they are not accurate, they are biased and biased against non-English speakers or non-English writers. And this is a Stanford University study that was done in July 2023, last year. And it was found that the GPT detectors misclassify non-English writing samples as AI generated, even though those samples were written, I think, 15 years ago. So before any AI tools were available. And the detectors unintentionally penalized the writers with constrained linguistic expressions. So if they use certain linguistic expressions that non-English speakers like myself use, then those detectors, those GPT detectors, immediately classify those writing as AI generated. And in addition, when they took those samples and prompted the AI tool with enhance the word choices to sound more like that of a native speaker, that decreased the false positive by 50%. So what does this tell us is that it is directly related to whether the person is native speaker or non-native speaker. So we have to be extremely careful if we use any GPT detectors to check if a multilingual learners written that paper or not, and to know that these detectors are biased against those multilingual learners. Okay, let's look at this picture that I came across at like a few months ago on Facebook. Do you notice anything that is unkosher? That's not really. It's a beautiful. I was shocked at the beautiful texture of the image, but there was something that I didn't understand. Anybody? Do you see anything in it that doesn't make sense? That doesn't belong?
Isn't there a watermark there in the upper left corner that says free pics? Like a copyright?
Okay. Well, yeah, I can't remove the watermark. You're
I was
absolutely right. That's a good observation. Yeah. But what do you see here? We don't know what is it. Really. And that's what we call AI hallucination. So, and this is an example of AI hallucination where AI invents non-existent elements to fill gaps in understanding or to create new content. So probably there is the missing the pole of the umbrella, and it added something here, or probably the person was carrying a bag or something. So there was something that AI did not understand and added an element to the image that is not there. It doesn't make any sense. And AI hallucinations can manifest in several forms, such as textual hallucination, visual hallucination, auditory hallucinations, and data interpretation hallucinations. So if you use AI to interpret for data analysis, you got to be extremely careful about the output. The same when it comes to interpretation, and that's why we don't use it in IEP team meetings, because what if the interpretation was not accurate and has some hallucinations in it? And before we move on to do the scenarios and prompts on ChatGPT, any questions so far? Please. If you have any questions, please. I'm not monitoring the chat. Go ahead, Rose.
About the different languages AI has. Would you say like it has, because I mean there's so many different languages and dialects in the world. Do you know anything about like the percentage of?
Yeah, as far as I know, ChatGPT thus far does not support more than 30 languages. And the reason for that is accuracy, because the whole system is based on predictability. And if you don't have enough content that the AI machine learns from on the web, then its predictability level will be low. And until they reach certain predictability, probably 70 to 75%, and that is based on the amount of content that is available on the web, they're not going to add those languages to it. So for the most part in Michigan, most of our multilingual learners are within, I think 90% are in 10 languages. So, but of course, there are many other languages. In Wayne County, we have about 50 languages spoken by multilingual learners. So the AI does not cover all those languages.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, please take a photo of this, and maybe I could. Oh. Let me put the link in the chat. And this is where we're going to see some of the works that it's some scenarios, and what do we need, what prompts we could use to work with these situations. So please read this scenario. So this is a teacher that has just been introduced to ChatGPT, never used it before, and she's unsure how to write prompts that would generate the assistance that she needs. And I'm sure probably some of you are in this situation. What do you suggest for this teacher? How can she write prompts for this specific lesson to differentiate the instruction for these two students, Jorge and Miriam, who speak Spanish and Arabic, and they have with a proficiency level of 1.2 and 1.9. How can we help this teacher who is not yet trained or experienced with writing prompts? Anyone?
Yes. To start off, as a first timer, just pretty much type into Chat GBT how you would ask a person to do something for you. Just type it like you're speaking to a person and ask for what you want and put in little details,
Uh-huh.
and it'll generate, and you will pretty much kind of, I think, get what you want, and then you could kind of continue the conversation. Because I look at Chat GPT like I'm having a conversation. So if it doesn't give me exactly what I want, then I'll type in something else. Well, give me this, I'm looking for this. Give me, give me this. This is what I need. And then it'll retype again, and you can continue on until you get the hang of it. But it's basically about just asking or telling and putting in a few details like they have here, like the names of the students that you have here. Basically, you could pretty much kind of write what's already on here a little
Okay, how
bit.
about yes, yes. Thank you, Tamika. Yes. So you have to spend time on it, tweaking prompts and putting prompts and getting and correcting it and until it learns what exactly you want. In addition to that, you could use ChatGPT to write prompt for ChatGPT. So you could prompt ChatGPT to write a set of prompts that you can use with ChatGPT to accomplish what you want. So we can ask ChatGPT to write prompts for us for this situation. Let me show you. So I'm going to copy this prompt, which is the situation, plus write a set of prompts that Ms. Alvarado can use with ChatGPT to accomplish this task. Can you see the ChatGPT page, everyone? Am I sharing it? Hello? Somebody?
No, we see the prompt.
Oh. Okay, I thought that I shared. Okay. How about now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so here's the situation, the scenario, and the prompt at the end. And let's see what would ChatGPT give us. So for background information, these are a couple prompts for background information, for visual aid. Can you suggest visual aids or resources that would help Jorge and Miriam understand the water cycle, considering their current English proficiency levels? Please provide some examples in both Spanish and Arabic. These are prompts that we could take and use, engaging activities and discussion, assessment and feedback, examples. So background information. I have two multilingual learners, Jorge Spanish, WIDA 1.2, and Miriam Arabic, WIDA 1.9. How can I differentiate my water cycle lesson plans to support their language needs? This is a prompt. This is a very specific prompt. Let's copy this prompt and put it here and see what ChatGPT give us. Simplified text, process differentiation, word walls, create a word cycle word. And here, engagement and participation. So in other words, we can use ChatGPT to write prompts for ChatGPT. Okay, let's look at another scenario. Adapt text to WIDA levels and translate. So please read this scenario. So we have, we are teaching 11th grade high school physics, and physics is an easy class, isn't it? Very, very difficult. And you have three multilingual learners. Jesus speaks Spanish and he's at WIDA level 2. Alia speaks Arabic and she's at WIDA level 3. And Nam, he speaks Vietnamese and WIDA level 4. To differentiate instructions, these multilingual learners require accommodation to make the complex content more comprehensible. This can be achieved by 1, translating the text into their native language, and 2, simplify vocabulary, sentence structure, and concept, as well as shortening the text and paring down its details. So here is a text, a physics text that is pretty complex. And here's a prompt. Adapt the text to WIDA level 2, 3, and 4, then translate the original text into Arabic, Spanish, and Vietnamese. Let's do just that. So we copy the prompt, and all these scenarios on prompt are on the document. Please tell me if you can see the ChatGPT now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Okay, so we are now ChatGPT is adapting the text to WIDA level 2, the immersion level, then to WIDA level 3, the developing, and you could see the complexity from level 2 to level 3 to level 4. And then ChatGPT is translating the text to Arabic, and then to Spanish, and finally to Vietnamese. What do you think of the Spanish translation? I know the text is not an easy one. Anybody who speaks Vietnamese amongst our colleagues? Anyone? No Vietnamese speaking? How about the Spanish? How is the Spanish? I know the Arabic is very good.
The Spanish is very good too.
Perfect. That's what I expected. Okay, another scenario. So here we are, and this only available to the premium ChatGPT. You have to buy the 4.0 for $20 a month in order to upload images and use them. So here we have a scenario. You are teaching 11th grade, the high school civics class, and you have three multilingual learners, Maria, who speaks Spanish and read 3rd grade reading level. So here, we're not talking about WIDA level, we're talking about Lexile. We're talking about reading level. Selma, who's Arabic and read at 5th grade level, and An, Vietnamese and 7th grade level. And you are presented a chart about representation of democratic values and constitutional principles. So we are going to upload an image of the chart, and we're asking ChatGPT to summarize the content of this chart into a paragraph, then translate it into Arabic, Spanish, and Vietnamese, then simplify the paragraph in English for 3rd, 5th, and 7th grade reading level. So let's do just that. So we're going to copy the prompt, go to ChatGPT and upload a chart of the civics, and now ChatGPT is reading the image and summarizing it. then translating the summary into Arabic, Spanish. So what we could do is, if we're assigning the student and then Vietnamese, if we're assigning this lesson to the students, and the chart is probably is a culmination of the whole lesson about the democratic value, we could share that chart and a summary of it in the languages of the students, and also in addition provide a simplified version based on the reading level of each student. Any question about this? Okay, here's another scenario. So we have a sixth grade ELA teacher, and in your first hour, so you have Jesus, who speaks Spanish and whose WIDA level is 2.3, and you plan to assign the book holds as a reading assignment. So your goal is to tailor your teaching to better accommodate Jesus's understanding of the book and engage him more effectively in the reading process. So we're going to ask ChatGPT, one, write an expanded summary of holds and translate the summary into Spanish, and then adapt the summary to suit a WIDA English proficiency level of 2.3. So the whole book is now will be summarized. So we could write a summary. We could ask ChatGPT to write a summary of the whole book. We're not going to wait for the whole summary. It's going to take a lot. But we are going to translate this summary into Spanish. So we have a summary of the book. Before we assign this book to Jesus, we can provide the summary in Spanish to Jesus so he could understand what the book is all about. It's not going to stop. Okay. Yeah, it will not translate until the summary is complete. So we could summarize a book, a reading, and then translate it, and then adapt the summary for the WIDA proficiency level of the student. Now, question, how many of you heard of the SIOP model? Or incorporate the SIOP model in the instruction? Anyone? Or use strategies from the SIOP model in the instruction?
I just graduated from Grand Valley, and the ESL, like our program, uses the SIOP model for all of our lesson plans.
Yeah. The SIOP model is the most empirically researched model to instruct for multilingual learners, and it is very powerful model of instruction. However, one of the biggest challenges of implementing the SIOP model in the classroom is in the lesson preparation, writing content and language objectives. And it seems that if you are not familiar with the model, writing the content and language objective is really not an easy task. And what I did is that I put that task to ChatGPT, and the result was just phenomenal. Even though it is very difficult for teachers to write specific content and language objectives for each lesson, what I did is that wrote this prompt using the SIOP model framework, create 5 sets of content objectives and language objectives with sentence stems for teaching a 9th grade class about the influence of constitutional amendments. This is social studies. I'm a social study teacher, and it was really amazing. So if you take any lesson and you just ask ChatGPT to write content and language objectives, it will do just that. And because it doesn't seem that anyone here is using the SIOP model, I'm going to skip this. I'm going to move to this banning AI in the classroom. I want you to please read just the first part of this article before the actual.
I'm sorry. I do use the ISAP model. Can you like do the demonstration really quick for the language?
For the SIOP model?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Thank you.
So using the SIOP model, we are asking ChatGPT to, let me start a new. So we're asking ChatGPT to use the SIOP framework to create content and language objectives about this content. So you just add what grade it is and what is the lesson about, and ChatGPT not only write those content and language objectives, it gives you sentence stems and as many sets as you want. So these are 5 sets for the whole week. If you have a unit about the Constitution, it will write the content and language objectives for the whole week, and you could choose any of them with the sentence stems in them. And they are really good content and language. So for this content objective, students will create a timeline of significant amendments and Supreme Court decisions affecting civil rights and liberties, for example. The language objective, students will use temporal language to describe the sequence and historical context of these legal changes, and with the sentence stems.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. That's sweet.
Okay. I want to ask you to please read the first part of this article. And I'm going. So why am I banning student AI this year? We have a teacher in Texas who banned AI in the classroom. The article is available in the Drive also, a copy of it. Okay, so what do you think? Banning AI in the classroom. Is it viable? Is it a viable option? Is it doable? Can we do that? I mean, of course, legally we can do that. We can ban any technology. You can ban cell phones, right? um, if we want. But is it viable option? Is it the right thing to do? Do you think this is a good option, or especially for high school students? What do you think? Or probably college? Please unmute and let us know.
I do not think it's a good idea to ban AI in the classroom. There's many opportunities and avenues for additional learning. And I know that there are professions that are using AI engineering to craft solutions. So we need to make sure our students are career and college ready. So banning it, I think, is a poor idea.
Completely,
But I
completely agree. We have to make sure they understand how to use it because when they leave the high school world, it's going to be expected that they know what it is and how to apply it.
But I teach English, and while I don't completely ban it, like I won't let students turn in writing that was done by AI. Because like the article says, my expectation is that the students are writing and learning how to write and how to include, textual evidence and things like that. And while I don't mind using some AI to help with grammar or, AI to come up with a title. Like I ban it from writing their paper for them.
Shannon, you let them use it for proofreading or editing or generating ideas for writing, or maybe?
Yeah. But in terms of actually writing the paper, because I did have students turn in paragraphs or papers that were done by AI, and that I don't allow. But I had students say, "Can I use it to come up with a title?" Yeah, I don't care if you come up with a name with it, or yeah, I don't care if you use Grammarly to help you find mistakes that you, made with spelling. But I want them to be doing their own thinking and like drafting and writing.
Any other opinions, pro or con?
We use it and have it generate like an article to read about a topic, and then we ask our students to argue if this has been, is if there's misinformation, is it properly referenced? So we use it as almost like a peer review opportunity.
Okay, okay, okay. And do you think banning AI would be helpful for multilingual learners? It's certainly not. It is not helpful, and especially for newcomers at entering level English proficiency. The AI is absolutely not only helpful for them to generate ideas and to make content more comprehensible, but also to develop their linguistic skills. Because when AI is giving them ideas about how to write a sentence using the little English that they have when they're prompting AI, that, and even if their prompt is in their native language. So if I were to ask ChatGPT in Arabic, write me a paragraph in English about something, I'm writing in Arabic, then my input and the output, I am negotiating meaning and writing and literacy in both languages. That exercise is really, really amazingly powerful for that newcomers, because they are using both languages, a kind of translanguaging between you chatting with the tool in order to generate language in English as well as in the native language. So I really cannot see myself supporting any banning of English of using AI in the classroom. Any other ideas or opinions? Okay, and I want you to check this AI for ML that I created. This is a Padlet that I created with my colleagues in Oakland schools, and we are and we have uh, uh, many resources in it that you could use and to support the teachers, supporting parents, supporting students using AI and all those AI tools and pros and against and laws and regulations when it comes to AI. So and there is a link also to the to this Padlet at the end of the scenarios and prompts that you have been using. Any questions? Comments? I hope that everybody also signed in the attendance form. So if you want to receive the sketches